Hi, I'm Cindy from BeDancewear.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to take a simple leotard and make it have a corset look on it. It's a really fun thing to do if you want something kind of sexy or maybe old-time bar-y or just something really cute and fun. You can cut out from behind so it shows skin or keep it closed like this. It's a really easy thing to do to completely change the look of your leotard. So the first thing you're going to want to create this look is you're going to want to have a leotard. You could go with halter, you could go with sleeveless, you go with any type of leotard you want. You could even do it on a shirt. So something you're going to want to think about when this leotard is put on, it's going to stretch. So it might seem cute to have it like way down here, but when the girl puts it on, if it stretches, you have to be careful what's going to be showing and what's not. So with this, it's really easy to do. You can also put it on, the corset look on the hoops. But you'll want to think about, do you want to cut away behind or do you want to just have it the same color? And so when you cinch it up, all you see is that background. You're not actually seeing skin. The other thing is, do you want it on the back or you can put it on the front? But if you're putting it on the front, think about where their bust line is. Have the girl put it on first and mark it where you want it. I can't stress that enough. If you don't put it on the girl and you just guess, because lycra fabric stretch so much, it would be super easy for it to be too revealing, too high, and then sometimes taking those threads out will create a hole. So on this one, I'm going to do it in the back. And then what I'm going to do is, I've already measured where we want this to go down. Okay, and I know I want it to go 12 inches down. Excuse me, I knew it was the width of this. It's 10 inches. So I'm going to go 10 inches down. I'm using a Sharpie so you can see that. So it shows real easy. Then I'm going to go, let's go 3 inches over and 3 inches over. You want to make sure it's even. So let's go to the top and go 3 inches over and 3 inches over. And I'm going to make little marks going straight up. So the next thing I'm going to want to do, I'll put that on the ground and get it out of the way. I have picked any sort of loop is really easy to do. But this comes in so many colors. You can get white and dye it to match. This particular one, because the accents of the dress are black, I am taking where it's got loopers. You can also use the hook and eyes that come on a string end at any fabric store. You can buy them. So there's a few things you'll want to think about. One is you don't want to stop right at the top of this because it'll fray. So I always cut away that first one before I measure. You're going to want to think about, it's going to need to stretch on the girl. So if you sew down something stiff, it'll stop the give. So I like to pin that also, seeing when I stretch it, put it on the girl, measure it up, say how many loops do I need. Okay, so for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and just put it down and look at it. And then I'm also going to stretch it and make sure it ends up where I want it to be. Something you want to think about when you are sewing this on is you need to make sure that stretches so it fits the girl. So don't just sew it down and let it go. Something else when I sew it down I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this part back. So when I stitch it down, it's a nice finished edge on top and bottom. So the other thing we want to do is we'll want to make sure they're equal sides. Okay, so on this side, I'm going to cut away that top looper, and then I'm going to go ahead and just quickly measure it up and cut out that bottom loop. Okay, so there's extra. I'm going to fold this down, and I'm going to put this on the line and pin it into place. Now, you don't want to use a Sharpie because if you have to move it around, you've now ruined the costume. It has to be in the same spot that you mark. This way we can do it, you can see it real easy, but if you mark it with soap or needles or something, it'll be really easy to do. And then I'm going to put this down here. And I'm going to pin that into place. I just lightly pick this up and make sure that the bottom is separated from the back, or the front and back are separated. Now I know I want this in that same exact spot. So I'll start down here. And then lift that up, let the needle go through. Make sure it doesn't catch the front. And do the same on this side. Pin it down. And then pin that down. Now something else I like to do to make sure it stays straight is I lay it down and make sure and catch in the middle. Use as many pins as you feel comfortable with, or as little as you feel comfortable with. And pin that across. And let's do one more. Pinning it a lot will prevent it from swaying and creating some sort of an S weird thing going on. Okay, then we have it in there. So there we go. We have that pinned down. I want to take a look at it and stretch it. Make sure that's looks good before we go and sew down. I think I want to move this down just a smidge. And then something else I always like to do, let's redo that center pin. Something else I like to do is fold it in half and feel it. Does it match up? So now the center one is a little off, so I'm going to fix that. And then there we go. Now we have it pinned exactly where we want it to go. Now if you're going all the way up, what you'll want to do is you'll want to sew, make sure that this is finished off. So have the loopers probably go all the way up so that when you cinch it down, it's really creating that same snugness that the leotard had before. So let's go ahead and move the machine over. And I'm going to sew it in the white because it'll be easy to show you then. Let's turn it on. If you do not have a stretch stitch, do a zigzag. But then afterwards, after you do the stretch stitch or the zigzag, go through and stretch it out. See if there's any spots that snap, because then you can go ahead and go back over them before the girl's actually wearing them. Now on this, okay, I think we got it where we want it. If it's easier, you can change to a zipper foot if you need to get a little bit closer, but on this one we're fine. You got to make sure that the bottom does not get caught up. That's really important. And then stretch it how it would be stretched on the girl. And make sure there's going to be some pressure points here. Make sure and zigzag back and forth. And then go ahead and go all the way through. And then stretch it, keep it taut. And when you get to the bottom, zigzag back and forth. Now it looks a little puckery here, but when it's on the girl, it'll stretch straight. So it's really that simple. You just zigzag it down. Now I will go back in and hand stitch down here and here so it does not lay funny, so those edges don't pop out. If you're not comfortable with hand stitching, you can always glue it from behind so that this is secure. Or you can leave a little bit of space like I have here and sew it down. But once the ribbon's down, you won't even see that. And then just do the other side and you're all done. Thank you for watching our video. And if you enjoyed it, make sure and click here to subscribe, because we're going to have some amazing DIY videos coming out. And if you want to get our free, complete dance costume DIY guide, click right here or go to bdancewear.com/DIY guide. And lastly, if you have any questions or ideas for future videos, please leave it in the comments below. Thanks again for watching our video. And remember, be original, be colorful, bdancewear.com.